My name is Joyce Jagger, the Embroidery Coach, and I want to welcome you to this presentation. My goal is to show you how to create beautiful monograms using your keyboard embroidery fonts and many of the TrueType fonts that are packaged in the software found on all Microsoft Windows computers. Within your own embroidery software, you have the capability of producing beautiful heirloom monograms without purchasing expensive monogram packages or additional monogram fonts. When I first started my embroidery business, I thought that I had to purchase monogram fonts in order to do monograms. I turned down many monogram orders because I did not have the style of the monogram font that someone was looking for, and the price to purchase the monogram fonts did not justify the amount of call that I received for a certain style. At the time, I did not know how to edit lettering, and I did not know where to go to get any help in this area. I did have one style monogram font, but it did not suit everyone's taste. Being so frustrated with turning down orders drove me to figure out what I had to do to come up with styles that other people would like without purchasing these expensive fonts. As a result, I was able to create my own exclusive line of monograms that were not available in any other embroidery shop in the area. I was also able to offer custom one-of-a-kind monograms to my upscale clientele. In part 1 of this presentation, we are going to cover the popular layouts for monograms, monogram etiquette, monogram styles, how you can create many styles using one font, planning out your monograms, the types of fabric and the sizes, and a complete monogram set from 1.5 inches to 12 inches. In today's marketplace, monograms are becoming increasingly more popular. They can be a very simple monogram on a shirt sleeve cuff or an extremely elegant monogram embroidered on a family heirloom. A monogram is a person's signature or brand, and it can consist of a single letter, 2 letters, or 3 letters, and even a combination of letters and a border. Sometimes you are asked to create a 4-letter monogram. Most monograms are created in a single color, but a monogram can be created using a single color or several colors, depending on the style of the item to be monogrammed and the monogram design. I have found that a 2-letter monogram usually looks best in a 2-tone of the same color, but the choice is yours and, of course, your customers. Down through the years, there have been many opinions on how a monogram should be laid out, but through my research I have found that the following configurations are proper etiquette and the standard layout. For a formal monogram, the last name is used as the large initial in the center, flanked by smaller initials on each side. These smaller initials or letters are approximately 50% of the height of the large center letter. The height of the smaller initials can vary depending on the taste of the customer, the style of the monogram, and the item that is going to be embroidered. These initials can be either block or script letters. The small letters on each side can be centered with the large middle letter, or they can be aligned with the bottom or the top of the large letter. They can even be placed on an angle, or both of the small letters can be aligned and stacked on the left or the right side of the large letter. They are usually placed on the left side. The popular layouts for monogram etiquette. For a single woman, Jessica Hope Waffle, the first initial is the Christian name. The second initial is the last name, and the third initial is her middle name. For a married woman, the first initial is her Christian name, the second initial is her last name, and the third initial is her maiden name. For a married couple, the first initial is her first name, the second initial is their last name, and the third initial is his first name. If they want to use a single initial, whether they're married or unmarried, they can use either the first name or the last name. Most people prefer to use the first name. If the customer wants all three initials the same size, then you would lay them out in the same order as their name. The first initial being their first name, the second initial being their middle name, and the last initial being their last name. Four-letter monograms are tough to lay out and really do not look as elegant, but it all depends on the style of the monogram and the actual letters. If a couple is getting married and chooses to use a hyphen in their name, this can create the need for a four-letter monogram, but do not use the hyphen in the monogram. The first initial would be her first name, the second initial would be her maiden name, the third initial would be their last name, and the last initial would be his first name. You can also create a two-letter monogram using only their last names. If they are not happy with this, suggest that you create a monogram for her and a monogram for him, using their names alone. If it is a name such as McDonald and they want to use both the M and the D, you can use the M for the large middle initial and then create a small d to sit on the same level as the M, perhaps overlapping the M. If it is something like DeAngelis, you can create a large D and a small a in the center of the D. If the name is DeAngelis with the lowercase d in front, then you can create a small d in front of the large A sitting at the same level. The style here is going to depend on what the actual letters are going to be and of course your customer's taste. These are only suggestions, not actual rules. There are several monogram packages on the market today, and most software packages have a few monogram fonts available. I have found that there are many styles that can be created from the existing embroidery fonts that you have in your software without going to the expense of an elaborate monogram package or even purchasing additional monogram fonts. If you have some basic fonts and even some borders, you can create a lot of different combinations that can work in many sizes. Your basic block and script fonts can be used in many combinations with borders. Here's a complete set of monograms that I made from the monogram script font. This monogram right here measures 13 inches. This one is 6, this is 4, this is 2.5, and this is 1.5. But by creating my very large monogram first, I was able to get a complete set that I could use on a set of towels and the shower curtain and even a duvet cover if I wanted to with pillow shams. This is a monogram that I was creating for a customer a few weeks ago. I was giving them choices. I created several different patterns. They really didn't know what they wanted, but they did not want the large letter in the center. They wanted all three the same size. And they were using this on a bench seat. And I suggested that they use the complex fill stitch because they were going to be using this as a bench. But they did not like it at all. They liked the style of the monogram, but they did not like the complex fill stitch. They thought it looked much too chunky. This is what they ended up with. I created the same monogram, but I thinned out the columns a little bit, and they liked it much better. And then I added a border to the bottom of it. And this is a border that I'm going to be including on the CD, and it's just one piece that I have taken and rotated it and made a very nice border out of it. They were thrilled with this. Now this is a circle monogram. I'm going to show you how to start with the largest size and go down to the smallest size. And we're going to go into the software and show you exactly how I created that.